1, 2, 3, I'm back on audio, and today, I'll be doing another thoughts video, and today I'll be doing my thoughts on the LEGO Playbook Ideas to Bring Your Bricks to Life, and this has more than 500 build and play ideas from LEGO fans. Now first, I just want to really admire the front cover, because I really like the build of the dragon. I think they've used a lot of really nice colors for the dragon, and some of the pieces they have used to create the wings, the head, and then the body is great. And then the two minifigs down here are pretty interesting as well. And then I just really like this flame up here with the different bricks in yellow, orange, red, and maybe a bit of gold, instead of just using actual flame pieces from LEGO. They've actually taken the time on making this, so that is great. So without further ado, let's take a look inside. Once you open up the book, the first sort of 2 pages are showing this really nice peach color, and then the background is some really nice different bricks. And then the first sort of page is this really nice mock, which does stand for my own creation, of this under the water scene. And there are some really nice colors in translucent and just regular color. And then here are the contents, and the different chapters are Once Upon a Time, A Small World, and then Go Wild. And then I think, which is pretty interesting, it shares Meet the Builder, so you have their name, their age, their day job, their LEGO specialties, their brick collection, favorite brick, and did you know. So then we have 2 more of them in A Small World and Go Wild. And then we just have some different things you'll see in the book. We have Builder Talk, the cool brick, the quick build, the challenge, and the handful of bricks. So I think that is great. And then it just has then things that go bump in the night, and then wish you were here. And then it just shares a bit more of a few different builders. So then once you do open it up, it shares building bricks. So it's like one of those things where you choose an option and then you go down and then you just keep picking. So I think that's a really cool idea to do it in here. And then this page is the brick spotting. So this is pretty helpful for any sort of LEGO collectors who want to know what a piece is. It has helped me in the past. And then the first page or chapters are the Once Upon a Time. I really love the design of the dragon. I believe this is the same dragon on the front of the books. We have a bit of gold here, a bit of different landscape there. And then we just have Fairy Tales Jack's Journey, Fairy Tale Cottage, and then the Enchanted Forest. And it shows you some of the play features you can build into the trees and all that. And then some really interesting builds in here. And then we just have some really nice centaur builds. I think that is great. And then fairy tale creatures. And then also showing you some micro builds. And then quest, we have this really nice well. And then this cool landscape of this minifig walking. And then you pull a sort of play feature out, and it then takes away the bricks, which is great. And it also shares some description of maybe some of the pieces used and all that. So that is great. And it just goes on with each of the chapters. A lot of really interesting micro and builds. I especially like this one because they're actually putting a bit of fun into this build. So it's a bit of a competition. So say if you hit this area, you get 3 points, and then this area 2 points, and then 4 points here. So that is really interesting, and you could do that with any sort of LEGO build. And then it just keeps on going. So it is really interesting to look through this, because it can give you a lot of ideas to add in a city, or even a just display. And it just shares some very iconic builds, like the Lady Liberty, and then just a few buildings, and then space. And then yeah, a lot of really nice artwork as well. And then we have some Go Wild, which is a bunch of animals, and a safari truck, and then some really interesting sheep builds using a really interesting piece, which is the drone piece in black, which is from the Separatists in Star Wars. And then we have the farm foil, which is pretty interesting, mixing some chickens. And then to make like the faces of the animals, I've actually used the letter pieces, which is a pretty cool idea. And then a handful of bricks, so like just some random bricks creating some pretty interesting ideas. We have this flower, a bird, a race car, which reminds me of RC from Toy Story, and then a 4x4 car, and then a wheeling. So a lot of cool ideas built with not too many bricks, which is great because if you don't have that many bricks, you could easily build some of these, including undercover aliens, and then tropical fish. We have a clownfish, stripy fish, and then we have some marine life built with some pretty interesting bricks, including this alien head, which I believe is from Alien Conquest. And then at the poles, so some cool mountain builds using the snot technique, and then also the landscape using the snot technique. And then Arctic animals, this, I believe this is, yeah, killer whale. Really nice build there. And then things that go bump in the night. We have a few builds. I really like this spooky train build. I think it does look indeed spooky. And then Nightmare Carnival. And then the Haunted House. And then the Witch. And then a few more different builds with the spooky sort of section. I really like this one with the tentacles coming out of the bath. And then some robot builds. And the mummy's tomb. And then this one here, the skeleton, using some really interesting pieces there. And then the vampire's castle, or castle the graveyard. And then we have Wish You Were Here. I really like this artwork here with like this sort of Space Network vlog or blog, and then some beach hearts. I just love the amount of detail in this build though. Then really interesting for like any sort of city. And then some glasses, a chair, a big ice cream, and then some other like beach boats for maybe a city, and then a hotel pool, and then making a slide. That is one epic slide. And then just another page full of bricks. And then, as I said at pretty much like the start, this really cool sort of build of Under the Sea with a bunch of really nice translucent and regular colored pieces. And then the Extreme Sport, this pretty interesting build of a mountain where we have a few minifigs climbing up there. And then this snowy mountain here, pretty interesting with all the bricks like poking out. And then this, I believe it's called a hang glider, really interesting, yeah, hang glider build for that. And then mountain biking, I really like sort of the roughness with this. And then a few more different boats. And then skiing, pretty interesting. I really like this build here for a cable car. And then some snow transport. And then a ski hotel, I like the detail in that. And then some holiday postcards. Now this is pretty interesting because it shows just a few you can create. Like you can have this shark scene, an ocean surf, like a seaside town, the sun. And then that is it. So my final thoughts on this is that it shows a lot of very interesting and well detailed and thought out builds, which can be useful for LEGO cities, displays, or if you just want to build them up for fun. So if you haven't already picked this book up, I would highly recommend it, but I don't think they're at like retail stores anymore. You can probably get them second hand or find them at like other book stores that may sell them. So if you guys did enjoy this video as much as I did going through this book, because I have had this in my collection for quite some time, and there are a lot of pretty fun builds in this. I have actually not tried any of these, which is quite sad because, as I did say, there are some great builds in this for cities, and I cannot see, so goodbye!